Good evening, everyone. We'll call the meeting to order. Rebecca, would you please call the roll?
Flournoy.
Here.
Hallie.
Yes.
Anderson.
Yes.
Gandy.
Here.
Rasmussen.
Yes.
Thompson.
Yes.
Hamilton.
Yes.
Okay. Thank you. All right, next, Council, we'll move to our consent agenda. Any additions to this evening's agenda? If not, in our consent agenda, we have approval of minutes from the March 12th council meeting with approval of the March 23rd payroll of $139,510.53. Approval of the March 15th special payroll of $241.21. Approval of library board minutes. We have a resolution for the employment of a police officer, Corbin Settles, interim pay at $21.30 per hour. We have approval of liquor licenses for Pizza Hut, the Veterans Club, and Walmart Store 985. We have approval of claims in the amount of $133,277.72. Any questions regarding those consent agenda items, Council? I entertain a motion to approve.
So moved.
Moved by Thompson, second by Rasmussen. Any discussion? Please call the roll.
Thompson.
Yes.
Rasmussen.
Yes.
Anderson.
Yes, but I need to abstain from the March 12th minutes.
Flournoy.
Yes.
Hallie.
Yes.
Gandy.
Yes.
Hamilton.
Yes.
Thank you. There are no public appearances requested. We'll move on to our resolutions, action items, and ordinances. First will be to set a public hearing, and this will be for a paving project on the airport taxiway that is proposed for our next meeting, Monday, April 9th. So entertain a motion to set the public hearing date.
So moved.
Moved by Anderson and second by Hamilton. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, the same sign. Thank you. Next, Council will move to a resolution to authorize participation in the Iowa Public Agency Investment Trust. And Aaron, I'm going to ask you to explain our actions here to the Council.
IPATE was a investment company or trust that was started back when Mr. Rasmussen was
Mayor Bob.
mayor, and John Brown was our city council member. We were one of the founding members of IPATE, and currently their interest rates for CDs and stuff are very favorable. So it would be we're actually just continuing or adding the authorization to be able to do it. That doesn't mean we will. We can still go to local banks and ask them to match those rates if they would. And that's obviously something I would do prior to doing anything like that. But if we could continue our participation with IPATE, I think that's a good thing also.
Are we renewing participation, or are we out of date at this point? And
Yeah, we're out of date, so we need to redo our authorization.
Okay. Okay, Council, any questions for Aaron? Not entertain a motion to approve the authorization.
So moved.
Moved by Thompson and second by Rasmussen. Any discussion? Not all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, the same sign. Okay, thank you. Next, it would be authorizing the users to update, again, those names that have the authority to sign.
Currently, the authorized signers or authorized to make transactions through IPATE are John Brown, Joy Messer, and then Denise Estel. So we would like to change that.
One of three.
One of three's not bad. In baseball, it's great. We'd like to add Rebecca and myself on that list in place of John and Joy.
So moved.
Moved by Flournoy, second by Anderson. And again, those are to approve authorized users Aaron Koiker and Rebecca Loper. Any other discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, the same sign. Okay, thank you. Next, Council, we have revision to our TIP, transportation programs. Actually, the first one will be a revision of the state transportation program for Highway 1 improvements.
Yep.
No?
So for the next two items, I'll explain them here at once, but this piece of information is going to be the last page of the attachment that says funding schedule. So as we've discussed in the past, that the DOT did allocate $3.5 million for a portion of the Highway 1 widening and intersection improvement project. They allocated that for fiscal year, or federal fiscal year 22. And of that 3.5, that can be used for construction and right-of-way acquisition. As far as the remaining $700,000 for the project, that is coming from state transportation program dollars, which is money that comes from the state and is allocated to the city of Fairfield. And then it's also coming from a transportation improvement. It used to be called transportation enhancement funds, and that was a grant awarded to the trail system for this project as well. So what that last page shows is how we're getting all these different funding sources lined up with the right years, with the right portion of the project. With a project this size, we're not going to do the design one year and the construction next. We'd be looking at starting selection of an engineer for this project yet this fiscal year, with them starting on work next fiscal year. So what your motion is for the STP that's before you now, and your next one for the TIP is rearranging those dollars per this schedule that you see on your last page. And then the next step after this that I'm going to be working on is the funding agreement with the DOT and FHWA to blend all these dollars together to make sure that we don't have conflicting requirements with all the different funding agencies. So we've made a lot of progress since the last time this came in front of the council, but still a few more steps to do before we can start on the design and right away.
Thank you, Mel. Any questions regarding the new schedule, the realigned schedule for funding? If not, I'd entertain a motion to approve the revision to the STP for Highway 1 improvements.
So moved.
Moved by Gandy,
Second.
second by Anderson. Any discussion? Not all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, the same sign.
And I will abstain because of my employment with the Iowa Department of Transportation.
Thank you, Darren. Okay, Mel, and so the next consideration would be to revise the other source of funds, which would be the Transportation Improvement Program for the Highway 1 improvements. Is there a motion to approve?
So moved.
Moved by Gandy,
Second.
second by Anderson. Any discussion? Not all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, the same sign. Okay,
And
motion
again, I
passes.
will abstain because of my employment with the Iowa Department of Transportation.
Thank you, Darren. Thank you, Mel. Next, council will move to a resolution declaring the official intent to reimburse the city for expenditures. Aaron, if you would speak to the council about
Yeah,
this
we are
resolution.
we're doing some bonding for Tyler Street and for Court Street. And we are doing some things as far as attorney work and for engineering work prior to getting the bonding done. So in order to do that, in order to get reimbursed through the bonding, we need to utilize the resolution to do this. All of these funds are going to be reimbursed to the city through TIF investment. So the city is actually not taking anything out of the general fund to do this. It'll be done through TIF in the end.
Right, and we will be authorizing the issuance of debt to reimburse the city.
Correct.
Okay. Entertain a motion to approve.
So moved.
Moved by Thompson,
Second.
second by Hamilton. Any discussion? Now, please call the roll.
Thompson.
Yes.
Hamilton.
Yes.
Anderson.
Yes.
Flournoy.
Yes.
Hallie.
Yes.
Gandy.
Yes.
Rasmussen.
Yes.
Okay, thank you. And then the next item of business then is a resolution setting a date for the loan agreement to be authorized for $750,000 in general obligation capital notes, and that will be at our next meeting, April 9th. So I'd entertain a motion to set the date for the meeting, public hearing.
So moved.
Second.
Moved by Hamilton, second by Flournoy. Any discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, the same sign. Okay, thank you. The next council will move to our second reading of the civil penalty provisions for amendments to Municipal Code 9.88. This is a second reading, and at this time, we'll open a public hearing and ask if there is any public comment on the proposed amendment. Seeing none, we'll close the public hearing and ask if the council has received any feedback.
No.
Not entertain a motion to approve from the second to the third reading.
So moved.
Second.
Moved by Flournoy, second by Anderson. Discussion? Now, please call the roll.
Flournoy.
Yes.
Anderson.
Yes.
Thompson.
Yes.
Gandy.
Yes.
Rasmussen.
Yes.
Hamilton.
Yes.
Hallie.
Yes.
Thank you. And also, this will be second reading for ordinance 1165. And this is providing alternative enforcement action procedures and penalties as tied to the civil penalty provisions of 9.88. This is public hearing. We'll open it at this time and ask if there's any public comment. Seeing none, we'll close the public hearing and ask for a motion to pass from the second to the third reading.
So moved.
Moved
Second.
by Gandy and second by Flournoy. Any discussion? Not, please call the roll.
Gandy.
Yes.
Flournoy.
Yes.
Anderson.
Yes.
Rasmussen.
Yes.
Hamilton.
Yes.
Thompson.
Yes.
Hallie.
Yes.
Okay, thank you. Council, I have one board appointment to put before you this evening. We have an opening on the Civil Service Board, and I would like to appoint our former Chief of Police, Randy Cooksey, to serve on the Civil Service Commission.
Move to approve.
Okay, moved by Hallie,
Second.
second by Hamilton. All those in favor signify by saying aye. All those opposed, the same sign. Okay, thank you. So we'll move to our committee and board reports, our Water and Sewer Utilities Committee.
Yes, the Water and Sewer Committee met prior to council this evening, and there were several items that we discussed. The main one, there was a sewer reduction request, which was denied. And there also was a discussion regarding the Jordan Well solar proposal, which we are asking Melanie and Steve to proceed in terms of checking with, the additional assistance to be sure regarding the dam and the safety of the dam and how the solar proposal would work before we move any further. So those were the two main items that were discussed.
Okay, thank you, Martha. Next, Council, we'll move to our administrative report. Aaron, you attended the conference, and if you can give us a recap on that.
If you have any questions about the memo that I sent out, it was a very good conference. Gave me some different ideas on a number of different topics. I don't want to recap the whole thing from the memo I sent out. I do appreciate the council allowing me to go to these things. They're very informative and very instrumental in me expanding my abilities and improving my abilities as a city administrator. So, again, thank you for allowing me to go, and then for future updates or future conferences.
Okay, thank you. Melanie, do you have a construction update?
Yes.
I stopped at 3 pages because I didn't want you to fall asleep.
Yes, a lot has been moving since the last update that I did in January. There's several things I want to highlight, and I'll just go down the list. On the Step 2 conveyance, and I did review this with the Water and Sewer Committee for 10 seconds before we came in here. JCG Land Services has began to contact property owners on the Step 2 sanitary sewer project. Some of those contacts have gone well. Some of them, the JCG is still doing their job with them. And for best communication, I think I've said this to the council before, as you get questions or concerns from citizens, if it's related to the easement itself, we encourage you to send them back to JCG to make sure that they're getting a consistent answer. Questions about the project, or the project is a larger scale, feel free to direct them to City Hall. I've met with several property owners individually just to kind of understand the project as a whole. But so they are out there, and I would say probably at least the south half of property owners from Burlington south have been contacted and been offered, been made an offer for their easement. So that is proceeding. And then we have several projects that are either close to starting construction or they're close to going out for bid. Starting with Adams Avenue Reconstruction Phase 2, the second from the bottom on the first page. This project is still in design, but Alliant Energy is out there relocating the gas main so that that's out of the way for construction. Had a couple residents wanting to know when that pavement project is going to happen, but all that's happening right now is the relocating of the gas. We have Burlington Avenue water main replacement that is out for bids right now. That includes water main replacement on Burlington from B to D and then on C Street. You'll see over the next couple years that we have Burlington kind of on a phased approach. We hope to do 2 to 3 blocks of water main replacement on Burlington a year. Currently that water main is in the driving lane of traffic and it's old, and now that the DOT no longer owns Burlington, it makes it a lot easier for us to replace that water main, and that is high on the water department's list. Also to note, when that project does start, that one lane of Burlington is going to be closed for that water project. We'll keep the media and the property owners up to date, but we'll be shifting people over. So it'll be a very noticeable project to people. We have also some sanitary sewer lining that is out for bids right now. The 550 feet of 18-inch sewer includes a section of sewer that goes under one of the trail bridges. Not a very easy piece to replace, which is why the sewer department's going to be lining that so that we can maintain the use of the trail bridge and yet repair that pipe. Some point repairs are going on in the sewer. Tyler Street that you awarded last meeting, they're actually having a pre-construction meeting later this week. So that's going to be moving forward sooner rather than later. And then 227th is a project we haven't talked a lot on at the council level. This is a joint project between the city and the county. The county is the contracting authority, so the public hearings and everything on the project will be going through the county supervisors. But the city is a 25% contributor on this project. At your next meeting, I hope to have some right-of-way and easement acquisition from those property owners. The property owners are giving those, but you'll still need to make action so that we have the right-of-way for that paving project. Again, just lots of wheels and dirt starting to be moved here over the next couple weeks. And still some stuff then in design to be happening yet this year. The last thing I wanted to point out is on the third page under future construction. This is we've had people, a lot of contractors ask, how do we notify contractors of the work? And just for your information, any project that is a quote project, formal quotes, or formal bidding process, we do put the announcement on our city website of information about the project and where to get plans and specs and when the bids are due. So that's including the Burlington Water Main project, which is under the threshold for formal bids, but we're still putting it out there that anyone can reasonably find the information and bid on that project if they'd like. So we're working on keeping the public via our Facebook page and our website, keeping them up to date as much as possible with some new maps and such like that as far as where construction is going to be happening once the snow finally decides to stop coming. So that's my 3 pages and all
Thank you,
for
Mel.
today.
We appreciate it.
Melanie, I had a citizen contact me that wanted to know kind of where we're at with Bolton and what the next steps are and what the time frame is.
I talked with Steve actually today on that, and the next step is to put in the sub-drains for the bottom floor. Where we left things last year is the top floor was poured, and the first drop, so if you think of it as it's 2 stairs, we've done 1 stair. We basically have the second or the bottom stair to build. They will be keeping the water lake lower, but not as low as they had it last summer. And so they were looking to start again once the snow stays away long enough that they can be working on that. And starting with sub drains and then the bottom floor. Knock on wood, the removals were done last year, so we hope things go a lot smoother than they did last year as far as hurdles that would slow down the process.
Okay.
Okay, any other questions for Melanie at this time, council? Okay, thank you, Mel, we appreciate it. Council, before we adjourn, just a couple of brief items. One, we have been approached with a new contract from Waste Management that had an earlier date on it than we were anticipating. I'd like to ask the franchise committee if they would look at the contract and see what our next steps are. My understanding was we were going to have something extended into the fall, but it looks like they've got some earlier dates on that, so if we could.
We'll be having a meeting fairly soon, so
Okay,
we'll take that up also.
thank you. And then, Council, I just wanted to mention also that the Chamber of Commerce has chosen the City of Fairfield for a Business Improvement Award based on the facade project that was completed last year. We want to use that opportunity to thank the property owners, so the property owners will all be a part of the presentation that the Chamber makes at their awards banquet. So I encourage you to attend the awards banquet if you don't already have plans, so that we can appreciate them and also receive the award for the good work that was done
And
there.
the date of that?
That's coming up, 12th. Yes, April 12th. Okay. That's all I had. If there isn't any other business for the council, we're getting out early night, gang, so entertain a motion to adjourn. Moved by Hamilton. Second by Gandy. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, the same sign. Meeting adjourned.